And then really, really important, this point saved me so much. I honestly think that this was the reason why my personal statement was very strong. My reason for wanting to study this MSc stems from three main areas. So how early on did you have to apply and how's it? All right. Hi again, welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Doing another sit down video today because I've had a lot of questions about, applying for master's degrees. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, hi, I'm Tati. I'm currently doing my master's degree at King's College, and I've had a few questions over the past few weeks and stuff since starting and posting videos about my journey and applying and all of that. What to write in a personal statement in general, whether you're undergrad, postgrad. A personal statement is such a short piece of writing where you have to fit so much information in so I can really understand how it can be. And now that I've done it twice, I feel like I've mastered, how to do a personal statement. So yeah, I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me some questions in regards to that. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. And I'm also going to start by reading my personal statement because I feel like that will, get through a lot of the questions, because a lot of the questions were about, just what to include, how to fit everything into those 4,000 characters or 3,000 characters that you have. So yeah, I've got my laptop here. I'll read you my personal statement that I used to apply for King's, and then go through a bunch of the other questions that aren't answered from reading the personal statement, if that makes sense. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Also, just really quickly want to say, before I get into that, if you don't follow me on social media, you won't know this, but super exciting announcement over the last week. Me and one of my best friends, Kaylee, we started a podcast. So if you enjoy hearing me talk, we review movies. So I highly recommend checking it out. It's called As Seen In. I'll have a link in the description. It would mean the world if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you listen to podcasts. YouTube, obviously we have a channel, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. So yeah, definitely go follow us at As Seen In, and follow me on social media if you haven't already, so that you can stay up to date with everything new that's going on. But yeah, as I said, back to the video, I'm gonna read my personal statement first, show you my plan, broken down, and give you all the tips and stuff like that on how you can write a good personal statement. So to preface it, I was applying for digital marketing MSc, and my undergrad was a television and broadcasting BSc from the University of Portsmouth. Okay, so let's start. I'll put each section up on the screen and then highlight why I said what I said and all of that sort of stuff. So my limit also was 4,000 characters. So that equates to around 500 words, which is absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. So yeah, let's start with the intro. My reason for wanting to study this MSc stems from three main areas: my academic interests, my career goals, and my experience gained from running a brand and small business. Simple, straight in there, get straight to the point. There's no time to waffle at all. I will break it down and will explain why I said what I said afterwards. Section number 1, after the intro, academic skills. During my undergraduate degree, I studied a business module that required me to work in a team to set up and run a small enterprise, where I took on the responsibility of marketing. After enjoying that, I decided to tailor one of my third year modules to research heavily into the role of a digital marketer. Very true. Do not lie. I looked at the history and evolution of marketing techniques from traditional to digital marketing and analyzed different businesses' marketing campaigns. This module allowed me to further develop my analytical and research skills, which I look forward to using when studying the research and marketing unit. So 3 things I did here. 1, highlighted my previous experience and my previous interests. 2, highlighted the skills gained from that, and then linked those skills gained into the master's degree and how I can use those in the degree. As well as research, group work is also an integral part of my That should have been was low-key. But anyway, group work was also an integral part of my undergraduate degree, as over half of my modules over the last 3 years have required a group element with varying group sizes. I have developed very strong team working skills along with communication and presentation skills. These skills will allow me to work very well on the joint consultancy group project and the many other group projects on this MSc. So obviously, to know that the degree has group work elements, you have to do your research. So you need to know a lot about the course so that you can link your previous skills to the future course that you hope to study. Okay, next paragraph, suitability. So this is why I feel like I would be good for the course. One of the smallest sections in the main bulk of it. Taking an online course in the fundamentals of digital marketing allowed me to learn more about the technical aspects of the industry, an area of particular interest to me. This then inspired me to attend a General Assembly webinar on an introduction to SEO, which is search engine optimization, allowing me to further explore the use of analytics when solving marketing problems, an area in which I'm keen to learn more about in the marketing analytics unit. Again, linking my skills and my interest back to another area of the MSc. Following an in-depth telephone interview with someone, a content marketing lead at Unite Students, I was able to deeply understand all the different elements that go into a successful digital marketing strategy from a business perspective. So that whole paragraph is showing that I took some initiative. Obviously, this was in the height of COVID. You couldn't get an internship. You couldn't do any work experience. There are so many tools online that we can use to learn. That shows taking initiative, going out of your way to further develop your skills. You're learning more about the subjects that you hope to study. And it just shows that you actually care about what it is you're doing, and showing different examples of that. Second to last paragraph, personal, another big chapter, because obviously they want to learn more about you and where your interest stemmed from. Like, did that come from a young age? When did it all develop? That sort of stuff. This was particularly interesting for me as I recently started a small business selling custom graphic prints around the world, and I'm able to use that knowledge to further develop my business's online presence. Very true. As well as this, I have learned a lot from being a content creator over the last 5 years, learning and utilizing social media marketing to grow an audience of over 24,000 people across all platforms. So that has shown I've had a deep interest in it for a long period of time. Again, validating why I would be good on the course. But this isn't necessarily important. If you've only recently developed an interest, say that too, and say all the different ways in which you've explored around it to deepen your knowledge. Most recently, working as a freelance content producer for Alpha UK has allowed me to put my social media marketing knowledge to use whilst learning more about the industry directly from the head of marketing. Very true. So this was kind of like a remote role that I undertook throughout my last year. You probably remember me talking about it quite a lot. These extracurricular activities have not only allowed me to develop my analytical skills, but strong time management skills also, as I'm able to do everything alongside my undergraduate degree and maintain a high quality of work in all areas, which is very true. You don't want to say things that aren't true. My GPA was like 3.9 or something, so very close to 4 in that last year. My time management skills will be very useful when studying this MSc, and my analytical skills will be important when studying units like social media marketing and brand management. I would find learning the theory in both of these modules particularly interesting, as they tie in perfectly with my current endeavors and future career goals of growing and running a global brand and business. If you don't know, King's College is very much a university that prides themselves on their ability to like change the world. They love like sustainable social impact things. So I just thought it was such a perfect fit, because that is exactly what I want to do. Make a positive difference in the world in some way, shape or form. Don't be too scared to write down your biggest like hopes and dreams. It's a really big thing for people to not want to say what it is they want to do out of fear of, seeming that their goals are too big or too ambitious or like not achievable. But it really is. And especially in a university like King's, I don't really know much about other universities, but the people who've been there have literally changed the world. So nothing to them is, out of ordinary. You could literally say the biggest of dreams and they'll be like, yeah, that's so possible, because that's what they're all about. Again, mentioning units that are on the course, showing that I've done my research, linking the skills, we're going over it. Really just drilling this into your head right now. I feel like a teacher. And then the conclusion, the final part, again, a very important part because it's the last thing that will stick in their minds. Shortest paragraph, nice and snappy. Throughout my time on this MSc, I would also love to be a student ambassador, as this is something I have enjoyed doing during the last 2 years of my undergraduate degree, working alongside my university's marketing department to produce content and give advice to prospective students. You may have seen my face on a few underground ads and on a bus somewhere in London. It's very important to say what you want to kind of give to the university, because whilst you're getting a lot out of them, they also kind of want to be getting something out of you. So what are you going to give to them? In summary, the completion of this MSc will allow me to undertake further study into my main academic area of interest in digital marketing, whilst also equipping me with the knowledge that I will apply when working in a digital business environment. Again, making it very clear of my future aspirations. All right, so that's my personal statement. I want to go through the plan, because the plan is very integral. If you don't have a plan, what the hell are you writing? You can't be writing aimlessly. I believe that so wholeheartedly. Attend any, events that the university has. A lot of universities will have their like undergrad or postgrad taster sessions, welcome sessions, help sessions. So attend all of that. I attended a few like online events for writing a good personal statement hosted by the university. So it was exactly what the admissions team will look for. I wrote down a bunch of things. The plan is literally just you putting all your brainstorms, watch videos on YouTube, put them all down, make notes. If you're going by my structure, a brief like outline would be introduction, academic interests, work experience directly related to the MSc, another work experience paragraph loosely related, so that's your personal stuff, and then a conclusion. When you're giving evidence, I highly recommend using the CAR method. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. When I was applying to King's, they spoke about it, and in a few other videos I watched, they spoke about it. So it's C for context, A for action, and R for result. So this is just when you're giving evidence about things you've done. So context, where were you? What were the circumstances? Action, why did you do this? What skills did you gain? Result, what did you achieve from those skills, and how will those help you in the future, or how will those help you on that degree? And then I wrote down a bunch of examples of things that I've done that relate to the course. So units on my undergraduate degree, things in my personal life, extracurricular. So that would be, you guys know, if you've been watching my vlogs, you know I love a cheeky online course. And then really, really important, this point saved me so much. I honestly think that this was the reason why my personal statement was very strong. I spoke to current students at the university. King's have this really great service called UniBuddy where you can talk to existing students. So I messaged a girl on there. I basically messaged her and said, look, I'm applying to digital marketing. She did digital marketing as well, by the way. Is there any advice you can give me? I sent her my initial ideas of what I was thinking of putting in my personal statement, and she sent me some feedback. I went back to her multiple times, maybe 3 or 4 times over the whole process. You can't give them your personal statement. They're not a tutor. You can't, show them your personal statement. Like, they can't mark it for you and stuff. But you can get some general advice. Like, I asked about what units she studied, what skills she thinks were really necessary in order to succeed on the course. And that's where I found out about the specific units in more detail, because sometimes on the information page on websites, you don't get all the details. So having that extra knowledge that's come from within shows the university that, oh, okay, you've done your research, you've gone outside, you've looked deeper into finding this knowledge. You must be really, interested and really want to do this. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. And then I also did a video exercise. I'll link the video down below. Incredibly, incredibly helpful. I wrote down a bunch of prompts, and then from there, you're kind of making your, outline. And this took maybe 10 minutes. So why do you want to study? How did your interest begin? What do you find interesting? With all of these points, for example, this is literally my one, but once you've gone through all of the points and written even just a few bullet points from each one with 5 different headings, you can easily write 100 words per section after doing this. So screenshot this, click the link in the description for the original video. Yeah, so down here, I wrote a bunch of things relating to the module. As I said, really important to do research on the module and link that back to your current skills. So yeah, that's basically it for writing the personal statement. Hopefully that helped. If you do have more questions in regards to that, definitely put them in the description below, and I will do my best to, answer all of those. But yeah, I'm gonna go through Instagram and answer the questions that you guys asked me on there. So how early on did you have to apply, and how's it going so far? So I applied in March, and obviously start in September. So for master's degrees, it's a bit different to undergraduate degrees, but the sooner you apply, the better. I'd say start thinking about it in the new year. So if you're applying for next year, September, start thinking about it ideally from January. But I heard back, they said it would take 6 weeks, but I heard back within 2 weeks. How different is it from undergrad? Workload, time, lectures, it's incredibly different from undergrad. Undergrad was so chill in comparison to this master's, but I find that it's so much more interesting, so much more rewarding. Workload is a lot of reading. Masters are very much theory based, but if you're lucky, you'll get a master's that has a very big practical element as well, which is quite hard to find in a lot of Russell Group old institutions. I find, especially when I was looking at other masters, they were all very theoretical, but King's for me was the perfect balance between theory and practical, especially with a course like digital marketing. You just need the practical element. So yeah, that answers why I chose King's in particular. More reasons why I chose King's: very diverse, people from all over the globe, which is so important, especially in a learning environment. How to get into top unis for master's students as an international student. Obviously, I'm not an international student, but I feel like the same rules apply with the personal statement. The only thing that differs, obviously, is the fees. Is sometimes you might have to take an English proficiency test or something. Hi, Tati. Hi. What factors did you use when deciding what unis you were going to apply to? So I only applied to King's. That was another question. Did you only apply to KCL? As I said, the diversity, the fact that it's in London, that it was one of the best unis, the only digital marketing MSc in the Russell Group, I believe. So I just really wanted to get in. Other universities have similar programs. I also looked at Imperial for strategic marketing, and I was balancing between the two. But at the end of the day, Kings just came out on top because of the content of the degree. It's very important to go somewhere because of the content of the degree, not just the name. You need to make sure you're going to enjoy the course and actually get the value you need out of the course for your future. What's the application process like at King's? Personal statement, and that's it. For undergrad, obviously you go through UCAS, you might have an interview, but for King's, it's literally the personal statement. You have a reference from your tutor, sometimes 2 references. You can submit certificates, examples to your work, that sort of stuff to like back up your personal statement, which is good. So you're not only relying on your personal statement. What does your typical uni day look like? I uploaded a day in the life. That's actually really good representation of what my day looks like. So I'll leave that in the link below. So definitely go check that out. But on a good day, wake up around 6:30, go to the gym, come back home, shower, eat breakfast, go to a seminar, come back, read, watch lecture content, do activities, and then it's literally dinner time, and then I do other work and go to sleep. Like, it's very much this master's takes over my life. iPad or notebooks? iPad. I will ride or die for my iPad. I swear. I'm like fortunate enough to be able to have an iPad. A notebook is so fine as well. People were getting degrees before iPads existed. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really not necessary if you don't have an iPad. You can achieve just as much, if not more, without an iPad. I think we can all get really caught up in the technology of it all, attribute our productivity and our success to our tools. But at the end of the day, you could have all the latest equipment, all the latest tools, and achieve nothing if you yourself are not putting in that work. So use what you've got to the best of your ability, and I promise you will come out on top. How are you funding your master's degree? I got a scholarship which covers 5k, and then there's a postgrad loan which is 11k. So luckily that's my tuition all paid for, because the master's is £15,000. 15,000 Great British pounds, yeah. But yeah, that's all of the questions. If you are interested in hearing like more about it, I'm more than happy to do another video talking about scholarships and all of that, maybe like a follow-up in a few months when more people are applying, like in the new year. So let me know about that. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this was useful. As I said, check all the links in the description. I'll try to leave as many helpful tools as I can down there. Check out my podcast with Kaylee for all the film reviews, you know, some entertainment. You need to unwind. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss any videos. All my social media links will be in the description below, so feel free to follow me. But yeah, I'm gonna go now, but I'll see you next time. So bye.